Dreadhead picks yellow, person, place, or animal. So here we go. All right, this is a good one. So I'll start the timer after I've gotten to the point to where I don't think I can add anything else to make it more clear. I know normally in Pictionary you're supposed to start the timer, I think, when you're drawing. So here we go. I'm gonna just hide this. All right. This is kind of tricky here. So I don't exactly know how to draw this person. Whoops, I gave away a clue. I gotta be careful about that. Like a Boss says, love your art. They just saw this and wanted to join. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is pretty weird looking. I'm going to kind of make a rule. This might not always be the rule, but I'm not going to use reference photos or like go on Google and look up something. I'm going to try to be fair and just do it. I think that's more of a challenge. I get more out of it that way. And this isn't really supposed to be like a stream about how well I can draw, because the drawings I usually do in this stream are pretty bad. Like a Boss says, a girl. Nope, it's not a girl. I know what I'll do to make it more obvious. Kevin Holman says that's an old style powder wig. It's trying to be. There's some detail I'm missing here, like I wish I could just look at the reference, but I can't. But there's also some other things I can't do, like I can't write letters and numbers and things like that. Kevin, like a Boss says, George Bush, not George Bush. George Bush have a powdered wig? He might have. I can use color though. I've decided that. I'm making up my own rules here. Clearly, I could spend more time on this and try to make it, you know, look better, but these are just little quick drawings. Like a Boss says, some old lady. No, that is not it. Kevin Holman says, I saw a while ago you were doing some challenge thing. Did you miss the fundraiser? Have I not done it yet? The challenge was not met. The funding goal did not make it to, like, basically the way it worked is if the funding goal was met, then I would do the challenge, and not enough people were interested in it, so it's kind of a flop. It didn't happen. I don't know that I'll bother doing another, because it's like I don't know. I do want to do something where I raise money for charity. I think that would be fun, but that particular website didn't really seem to pan out. I mean, they were really good about what they did, and they helped me set everything up, and I think it was awesome, and it sounds like a really great idea, but I already have so much stuff going on. It's like I ask too much of people sometimes. Let's see. Kevin says he's drawn dollar bills. D. Bollock says George Washington, and D. Bollock is correct. This is supposed to be George Washington. Now, I can't remember if George Washington was bald or what, but I know he's a dude that wore a wig, and he's on the dollar bill, so That's the best I could do. Pretty sad George Washington. It does look more like Ben Franklin, but hey, they all look the same. They were all dudes in wigs. So, D. Bollock gets to pick the next color. So just a reminder, orange is all play, green is difficult, purple is action, yellow is person, place, animal, and blue is object. Those are some good guesses there by everybody. Should keep score too. I wonder if I can do that. Might be kind of hard to do. Let me find a piece of paper. D. Bollock picks yellow. And then Dreadhead got the other one. Okay, and Drew Mooney picks a green. Well, Drew Mooney, if you get this one right, then you can pick green next time, because you got to get it right to pick the color. So, yellow it is. So I'm picking a new card here. This is an easy one. Okay. And it's like, if they're going to be really easy, I might as well kind of put some effort into it. I'm going to try to kind of make this similar to Pictionary, but use some of the advantages of working digitally and also make it kind of informative. Okay. Like a Boss asks, how long have I been doing this? How long have I been making art, or how long have I been doing this stream? And do you mean this particular stream today, or do you mean these types of streams? I guess I could just answer all those, but if you want to clarify, I'd be happy to answer that. Art is what you mean specifically. How long can't talk today. How long have I been doing art? I've been doing art ever since I can remember, so I would say ever since I was old enough to draw with crayons. So I can't really remember a time when I didn't make art, but you know, like when I was like 3 or whatever, it's not like I was like making art professionally. The Floodman says Windows XP wallpaper. That's pretty good, but no, it's not that. Professionally, how long have I been making art? I've been making art professionally since I was probably, I guess, 18. I don't know if I was really that successful when I started out trying to do it professionally. Like, I didn't sell a lot of art and I didn't get a lot of work, but I've stuck to it, and so now it's something that I can do full time. Bloodsport asks, how can I make a detail mountain landscape in Corel Painter? I would go to my channel, which you can find at youtube.com/Aaron Rutten, and you can do a search for mountain, and I have a tutorial that's free on how to paint mountains, or you can search my channel for free landscape painting crash course, and I have a 4-part course that'll teach you how to paint all kinds of stuff. It's a free course. Like Boss says, wow, yeah, it's been a long time. I've been doing art for a while. I'm 33 now, so, you know, I've probably been doing art for 30 years or so. Devdale Glansville says, how do I change the size of the toolbox? So this is not necessarily going to be a Q&A. Like, I'm going to answer questions about stuff, but I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to do like Corel Painter Q&A here. I'll do that on other streams, and probably a lot of these questions that you're going to ask I've already answered in videos on my channel, so I would search my channel for toolbox, and I bet you something will come up. Like a Boss guesses sunrise. That is incorrect. Dreadhead says, I really like your grass brushes. Thank you, Dreadhead. Those come in handy for painting grass, because otherwise, you know, I've done some paintings where I've tried to draw like each blade of grass or each leaf, and that starts to really kill your hand. Devdale says, how would an artist even retire? Well, let's try, while we're asking questions, because I'm happy to answer questions, let's try to stick to the theme and guess what it is that I'm drawing, because this is like, it doesn't get any easier than this. So I'm actually kind of surprised that nobody's guessed this yet. Don't make me get out the timer now. I'll do it. I'll get out that timer. How would an artist even retire? I mean, why would an artist want to retire? It's such a, I mean, it's not an easy job. Like, nothing is easy, but I mean, compared to a lot of the stuff I used to do, it's, you know, it's better than a lot of things, and it's something that I enjoy doing, so it's not necessarily like work. So I don't know if I would retire. I'd like to get to a point to where money isn't really like anything I have to be concerned about, you know? Like, I mean, I'm not really like, now I'm not at a point to where I'm like struggling to pay bills or anything, but it would be nice to have a lot of money. But then again, money isn't everything, so that's kind of the dilemma that you come to as an artist. Somebody guessed this correctly. Bloodsport guessed hill, and that is correct. This is a hill. Drew Mooney draws different types of aircrafts. That's cool. That's something I've never really been that good at, is drawing like cars and machinery and aircrafts and stuff like that. But I've never really put that much time into it. Kevin says Old Vista Desktop. Yeah, it does kind of look like that. So Bloodsport guessed correctly. So Bloodsport gets a point, and Bloodsport gets to pick the color for the next card that I choose. And I'm keeping score here. I'm going to try to make sure to keep score. Yeah, somebody asked about a prize the last time I did this, and you know, I'm not gonna send anybody money or, you know, a tablet or anything cool like that. I mean, maybe at some point, you know, if this is something that I do a lot and I get sponsorship and somebody gives me tablets to give away, maybe that's something that could happen. But as far as stuff I can give away, like, you can kind of help me with that. Like, what do you think would be valuable? Like, as far as what I can do, you know, I could give you a shout out in a video, or show your artwork in a video if you're an artist, or if you're interested in a free course, I can give you a coupon to get a course for free. A course from my website, one of my courses specifically. So, you know, let me know if any of that sounds good to you. Bloodsport picks yellow, so that'll be person, place, or animal. Like a Boss asks, how long is this going to be? I started at 5:45, so I'll go at least an hour, but a lot of the times this ends up turning into like a 2 or 3 hour live stream, so I kind of just feel it out. You know, like, if I get burned out, then I might stop, but it's going to be going for a while. Drew Mooney says their phone's at 4%. Better plug your phone in. You can plug it into your USB. Well, you might not be at a computer, so never mind. Might not be able to charge it. Bloodsport says free coupons on a course is cool. Okay. Then, if anybody doesn't have any other suggestions as to what would be a good prize, then that is what I will give away to the winner today. You'll get a coupon to take one of my courses for free. Of course, one of my courses that isn't normally free. So, I'm going to hide this. I'm going to pick a new card. All right, this is a good one. So after I finish this drawing, I'm going to start the timer this time. That way we can have a sense of urgency here. So here we go. I have a feeling y'all are going to get this pretty quickly. Orange Creamsicle says coupons or critiques would be neat prizes. Okay. I'm already doing critiques, but I could do like priority critiques. Like, if you get it right, then I'll do your critique for the very next one. And because I have a whole bunch that I'm supposed to do that I haven't done yet, but there's definitely a backlog. Drew Money says, don't make my mistake, which is buy a quad HD phone or 2.5K resolution. Bloodsport says, Aaron, I'm an artist interested in making online graphic novel or regular graphic novel, which is a better option to make a living on. Probably online, because then you can do it all yourself, and then you don't have to worry about publishing costs. And it's, from my point of view, would I rather sell art in galleries like a traditional artist the old way, or would I rather make digital art and do things like cool live streams, And I've come to a point to where I used to want to do things the traditional way, and now I'm realizing that no, like this is the future. Do things the new way, because the new way is going to be new for a while. So I would choose digital over physical copy. Bloodsport guesses elephant. That is correct. Everybody almost got that, but I'm going to go, because there's been some disputes on who got it first in previous streams, so I'm going to go based on what's showing up in my chat log. So I mean, you can see that over there on the bottom left. So Bloodsport got it first, even though it looks like nearly everybody got it. A giraffe and an airplane. Okay, so that one was a good one. I didn't even set the timer that time. Maybe we don't need the timer. Okay, so Bloodsport gets another point, and Bloodsport gets to pick the next color, and I will put that up on screen so we can see what that is. Bloodsport is now in the lead with 2. Bloodsport's not messing around. This happened in the last one. There was somebody who came in and just was like just getting them all. So well, you guys got to up your game. Bloodsport picks purple, which is an action. So here we go, picking a new card. Whoa, this is gonna be tricky. No, it won't. Nah, okay. See, the thing is, like, I always loved Pictionary because a lot of people are really intimidated by it, but I think it's fun to try to draw things that are difficult to draw. And so I get a lot of satisfaction out of being able to do that and then have people be able to guess what it is. Because, I mean, it's really hard to guess words. Like, that's definitely half of Pictionary, but the other part is, like, somebody has to be able to visually communicate things that are not easy to communicate. Like, you have to think really outside the box sometimes, because people don't always get the most obvious, you could draw the most obvious thing, and yet people might not necessarily get it. It's like, I feel like I know what this looks like. Man. Oh, duh. Like I know what I want to draw, but I don't necessarily know how to draw it. That's tricky sometimes. Like a boss says, why does the screen go black? I am not sure. It's probably maybe your connection kind of got disrupted a little bit there, or maybe mine did or something. Hopefully it's not staying black. I'm kind of cheating here, technically, because I have a reference that I can look at, and I don't know if you would have gotten it if I didn't, because it's tricky. So, okay, we got the right answer here. The right answer is save, and Kevin Holman got that, but a few of you were really close there. It definitely is a disc, but it was an action, so the action was save. And to be honest, like, I was going to draw something kind of like this, but then I was like, you know what? There's a save icon up here, so I'm just going to copy that so I don't look like an idiot, because I can't remember what a floppy disk looks like. And I used floppy disks too, like that's probably that's what you saved files on. When I was first introduced to computers, they didn't, they barely had CDs. So you'd think I'd be able to remember what they looked like, but not really. I know that they were square and plastic, and they had some metal bits on them, and on the inside they had a little magnetic disc thing, but other than that, it's hard to remember details if you're not trying to. And that's the good thing about observation, is like, if there is something you want to learn how to paint like a mountain, the best place to start is to look at pictures of mountains, but not like look at them and just kind of like check them out. I mean like look at the shape and the texture and the color and the proportions and the angles, and like, you know, make sure to remember that. There's kind of a difference between observing and making an observation. Making an observation is taking it in and internalizing it so that you remember the details rather than just kind of looking at it. Because you look at a lot of stuff and you don't keep it stored in your brain unless you have a photographic memory. So Kevin got this one right, so Kevin gets a point, and Kevin gets to pick the color for the next one that we do. Now Spot says, is there a time limit when we were supposed to guess? I keep talking about busting out this timer, but I think people have been so quick that I don't need to. But if I have one that's kind of difficult and nobody's getting it, then I'll start the timer, and then that'll be my way of kind of getting it out if it's, you know, if it's not working and nobody's going to guess it. Because that almost happens here and there, but usually people will get it. Drew Mooney says, I live in Mountain View, California, and I go to the beach every other day and draw the sunset just to clear your mind off of school. That's awesome. Do you draw the sunset in a sketchbook, or do you draw on like a tablet digitally? Because I just recently did a painting well, actually I've done a couple paintings at the beach, but I do a lot of painting outside on my tablet. That's really fun. Like a Boss says, Bob Ross, I think that's what his name is. Yes, Bob Ross is awesome. And a lot of people are into Bob Ross, but if you've never heard of Bill Alexander actually taught Bob Ross and a number of people. And Bill Alexander, if you watch his stuff, it's on YouTube for free. It's very similar to Bob Ross, except he has a very thick Austrian accent, and he's a really awesome guy. Like, I was so familiar with Bob Ross for years and years and years and never heard about Bill Alexander, and then I watched it and I was like, oh, I see where Bob Ross got all that from. You know, Bob Ross does it in Bob Ross's way, but it's still basically Bill Alexander's technique. So it's interesting to learn about that. Kevin wants to do another purple. Kevin's up for the challenge. I'll just answer one more question and then we'll do it. Bloodsport says that they've been watching my videos for a while. Is the Cintiq Companion 2 really worth the money, or should you wait for the iPad Pro or iPad Companion 3? I don't know. I have a few videos you could watch on my channel if you kind of want more of my opinion on the Companion 2. I have the Companion 1 and I think it's good enough, but if you were doing like really, really heavy 3D rendering and video editing and something that requires a good GPU, I would wait and see if they actually make a tablet with a good GPU. Otherwise, the Cintiq Companion on, probably all those tablets are going to run stuff like Corel Painter and Photoshop just fine. So the 2 looks good. It has good specs, but keep in mind that the 2, some of the models of 2 have inferior specs to the first Companion 1, you know, with the exception of the screen and a few other changes. Like a Boss as a grandpa watched him. That's cool. Bob Ross, I'm assuming. So, okay, here we go. This is the next one. We're going to go with purple. I've got everybody's points written down, so that's good. I don't want to screw that up. So here we go. It's like I can think of lots of ways to do this, but it's like, which one is going to be the easiest? I don't know. Simple yet effective. That's what I'm going for here. That's not going to work, though. Apparently this is an action. I don't even know what I'm trying to do here anymore. Like, I had a plan and then now I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. Like a Boss guesses YouTube video. That's a good guess, but unfortunately not correct. Waiting in line, talk, socialize, those are not correct. You know what? I need to, well, I could draw this differently, and then it might make more sense, but I feel like this is easier. Maybe I'm just being lazy. Photo. I'll take photo because the word was photograph. You know, like I guess if you were photographing someone, that would be the action. So I think photo is close enough. So DeWade Glanville got that one first, I believe. Let me just double check. Yes. Good job, DeWade. It's like I visualize what I want to draw. Like I wanted to draw a photograph, and then I started to do it, and I was like, oh, well, just drawing a box isn't going to be good enough. So then I was thinking, like, what am I going to draw in the photo? But I don't want to spend too much time, you know, drawing a photograph. So good job, DeWade. DeWade gets a point. Okay, so DeWade gets to pick the next color. So feel free to pick whichever one of these you want, DeWade. I should have just drawn a photographer photographing some people, but I don't know if that would have been that clear. I used to do a lot of graphic design. I still do some, and a lot of the times, you know, I'd be doing logo designs, and logo design is a lot like Pictionary. Somebody gives you a word or a concept, and they want you to express that in the most basic, clear way that you can. You know, a way that anybody can understand by looking at it. DeWade guesses green. Okay, so we will do green. Got a new card here. Whoa. This is gonna be, yeah. So green is difficult. I just want to reiterate that. I'm not saying don't pick green. I just want everybody to know when we're doing green, this is going to get heavy. So here we go. These are fun though. I'm going to be kind of surprised if people get this one. This is by no means an example of how to draw anything. I mean, it is and it isn't, you know, like, there's something to be said about the effectiveness of cartoons and symbols, but don't let this be a example of my ability to draw, because I can do a lot better than this. This is my, it also shows off my understanding of things like human anatomy. Bloodsport asks, is logo design a good paying job? I think this is a, I don't know what else, well, yeah, I'll answer after the drawing. Speaking, chicken picks, anatomy, stomach, pancreas, stomach, pill, digestion, digestive system are all incorrect. So while you're guessing, I'll answer that question. Is logo design a good paying job? It can be, but you need to make sure that you're getting paid what you want to get paid for the gig. And there's websites like Fiverr and, you know, these design contest website where they're like, you get a logo design for $99, and basically 10 or 20 or 100 people around the world will all create a logo design, and then the person who buys the design will pick one of those people. So everyone else kind of gets screwed. You know, they spend their time making a design, but then they end up picking one. And these kind of things are just shady business. Like, I wouldn't get involved in any of that stuff. And it creates kind of a bad environment for logo designers, because then there's people out there who see those websites, clients who see those websites, that expect that that's what a logo design costs, is $5 no matter what, or $99 no matter what. So you want to stay away from those people. You want to try to find people who would never in their lives ever hire somebody because they were the cheapest. You know, you want somebody who appreciates quality, and they appreciate somebody with a good reputation. And so you want to market yourself to people with money, not necessarily like rich people, but a lot of the times smart, considerate people who are going to value your time are rich as a consequence, or have money, or successful as a consequence, or not a consequence, but a reward for valuing people's time and having good business ethics and things like that. So don't try to, don't try to take the low-hanging fruit and get all these cheap logo design gigs. It's better to get one high-paying gig a month than have to juggle 10 or 20. So, as long as you're getting paid what's fair and what you want, then yeah, it's easy. Like, I can get logo design ideas, spend an hour or two, and make a good chunk of money off of that. Whereas there's some I've done in the past where I've spent tons and tons of time on them and it didn't make me as much money. So somebody got the right answer here. Ulcer is the correct answer by Reptangle. I believe Reptangle got it. Maybe that's the timer, is me just running my mouth while people are trying to guess, and then you all get sick of hearing me talk, and so it helps you try to guess, right? Reptangle, good job. That was a hard one. So Reptangle gets a point, and Reptangle gets to pick the next color. I'm going to delete some of these old... Well, maybe I won't. I want to keep these just for the fun of it. This is starting to get messy here. I'm going to do a save as and save this as another version, and then I can just throw away some layers here. Let me just write down your point here. Rectangle got a point. Like a Boss says, gig I would like to stay, but I have to go. Tried my best. I love your art. Bye. Thank you for joining us, Like a Boss. I hope to see you again for another live stream. So Rectangle picked purple. We'll do that. Stoogie says, hello, Aaron. Hello, Stoogie or Stoogie. Super Cold says they could hear me peeing. You must be outside my window then, Super Cold. Stogie says, I got Intuos Pro Medium, but they still suck at tablets. Practice makes perfect. I know everybody says that, but you know what? In a maybe a few weeks or a month or so, if you practice with it a lot, you will be awesome with that tablet. Trust me. It doesn't take that long to get used to. What I would recommend is try tracing over things. That'll help build your hand-eye coordination. You could also... some people say don't use your mouse and only use your pen for navigation, but personally I like using the mouse for mouse stuff and the pen for pen stuff, but tracing definitely helps. Okay, so we're going to do purple again. So purple is an action. So here we go. This is a tricky one. Okay. Maybe I'm going to get creative here, and since I can do things kind of in a different way than you would do it traditionally in Pictionary, I'm going to take advantage of some things. Because these are my rules, I guess, since I'm just making this up as I go along. So I don't have to follow the rules exactly. So the hint here is that I'm going to show you kind of through an animation what the action is, if I can sometimes. Does that make sense? So it's not necessarily, it's going to be a combination of what I'm doing to the drawing plus the drawing itself. Fingerprint and sandblock are not correct. This is going to be a fun one. If I can finish what I'm trying to do before you guess it right. You might be able to get it based on what I've done here anyways. Wipe is incorrect. Football is incorrect. Does that really look like a football? Come on. Maybe it does. Oh, it does kind of look like a football, I guess. Because it has that stripe and that texture. Okay. And then, oh, that might work. Rectangle, got it. It is wipe. That's what that was supposed to be. You can't do that in real life Pictionary, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to do it here. So rectangle now has 2 points. Given Bloodsport a run for their money, they're now tied in the lead. So rectangle, you get to choose the color again. There's a lot of good guesses there. Rectangle picks a green. Okay, Rectangle's up for the challenge. I'm picking a card here. That one's not too bad for a hard one. Okay. Stogie guesses Big Kev's cleaning aid. Did you just make that up? Is that actually something? Big Kev's cleaning aid. Pipe, smoking, party thingies, whistle are incorrect. This is going to be a tricky one. Technically somebody got it, but someone's closer than everyone else. So I'm going to give it to Now Spot, blowing whistle, because it was blow the whistle. So I figure that's probably the closest anybody's going to get to it. So blow the whistle, Now Spot gets a point. And Now Spot gets to pick the next color. Yeah, a lot of those were really close. Whistle, and I was kind of worried that everybody would go for the whistle and then wouldn't get the... Because it wasn't an action that time. It was still a difficult one. Landon Hughes says this is fun. Thank you, Landon. I'm glad you're having fun. These tend to be the more fun live streams, I think. I've been trying a lot of different stuff. And you can kind of tell by like how many people actually watch it, how entertaining it is. But it could also be the time of day that I'm streaming to, because there's really no good time of day for anybody, because we all live in, different parts of the planet. So now Spot picks yellow. That will be a person, place, or animal. I think I like those a lot, because I like drawing people, places, and animals. And they're not too hard to guess. So we got a new card here. Okay, so here we go. Person, place, or animal. Like, part of me wants to do part of me wants to do something that I've already done before, but I kind of want to make this different. I'm using shift here to draw these straight lines, so don't be alarmed. I'm not that good at drawing straight lines freehand. This is doing some optical illusion stuff to my mind now, where I'm seeing these like gray dots in the center of all these areas. It's messing with my mind. It's actually kind of making it hard to draw. I shouldn't have done that. Whoops, lesson learned. Try to ignore that. I just want to keep up on the comments here. Kinimi has to go to class. Yeah, he must be in a way different place than me, because right now I'm in Seattle and it is 6:34 p.m. Highway fence, lanes, graph paper, grid, chessboard, checkers, and chess are all incorrect. Stoogie says I'm seeing stuff before I even starts drawing. Sorry about that. There is going to be some lag, no matter what, because that is just the way that it goes with live streams. I don't know if it's it could be my computer, it could be your computer, who knows. I could have done this a much simpler way, but I don't know. I'm feeling like doing something kind of interesting here. I might need to zoom into this so you can see this better. I didn't realize how it's really big on my screen and probably not very big on yours, so sorry about that. Window, apartment, stained glass, office, building, mirrored skyscraper, construction are incorrect, but Dreadhead got window washer is correct. Window washer. So Dreadhead, good job. I know, it was getting confusing when I was drawing a giant waffle there. So that puts Dreadhead in the lead. Nope, actually that makes Dreadhead tie for the lead. Sorry. So Dreadhead has 2, Bloodsport has 2, and Rectangle have 2. And then D. Bullock has 1, Kevin Holman has 1, D. Wade has 1, and Now Sport has 1. And if I missed anybody, please let me know. Pretty sure I've got the score correct, though. Cleaning windows on a swing. I used to do that when I was a kid. Not really. Dreadhead, you get to pick, and I'll pull up the colors here so we can see. And I'll zoom out of the colors too. Okay. I kind of wonder if I'll ever get one that I just don't know. I don't have any idea what it is. I know it can happen. It's not like I know everything, but I don't know what we'll do in the event of that. I'd hate to skip over something. Dreadhead picks yellow. That'll be a person, place, or animal. Ooh, this will be a fun one. I know exactly what I'm going to do with this. You got to be sharp and quick-witted. So here we go. This is a person, place, or what is it? Person, place, or animal, something like that. I'm going to fix this a little bit. Kanemi has to go. Bye, Kanemi. Have fun at school or class. It was good to see you. I hope you can join me again. Schoolboy, Mailman, Popeye, Nilo are all incorrect. Stoogie guesses Luigi. That's incorrect. Oh, somebody got it right. Reptangle got it. Or, no, actually, sorry. Nobody got it. Nobody got it. That is what I'm drawing. I'm sorry I screwed up. That is what I'm trying to draw, but that is not what the word is. So I just gave everybody a big clue here. Sorry, I was like, my mind was like, that's what I'm drawing. Somebody got it. Nope. Pizza maker, nope, not an Italian. I wouldn't really, well, I guess I am drawing a stereotype here, but I don't mean to, I probably wouldn't do that. That might be offensive to Italian people if I portrayed them as pizza makers. Somebody got it this time. Plumber. Plumber is the correct answer, and I believe that Bloodsport got that. Let me just double check. Yes. Good job, Bloodsport. I could have just drawn a guy bent over with a butt crack showing, and you probably would have known what it was, but I thought this would be more fun. So, Bloodsport gets a point. Bloodsport is in the lead. You thought you were good at Pictionary, and then you met Bloodsport. So Bloodsport gets to pick. Get out of here, Mario. Now pick a color. Plumber crack. Should have drawn a butt crack. I know. You would have been like, it's a guy with a letter Y in his pants. No, you would have gotten y'all would have been guessing butt crack. And just a reminder, all play is just kind of random, I guess. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an all play or anything like that. Bloodsport picks yellow. All right, I'm down with that. It's a good one. These are all good ones. That's why I bought this thing. I'm so glad I bought this from the thrift store because there's only like $4. But I mean, like I've got like tons and tons of cards, and they're double-sided, and they each have 5 different things on them. And I mean, I probably have enough words to draw for years and years and years. So that'll be fun. And then I also have a board game called Win, Lose, or Draw. It's very similar, but the cards are a lot harder. So I might bust that out at some point. So yellow. I'm just going to save this so I can throw away some of these layers. Okay, so I want to kind of change things up a bit. I know I keep using the same brush, but I do kind of want to make this like semi-educational at the same time. Like I don't know about educational, but you know, to where you could watch this and you could get some different ideas for how to draw different things with different tools rather than just the same thing. And some of these might work better too. In fact, I'm kind of seeing like maybe I should have been using some of these brushes. Actually, let's do this differently. Landon says, why your internet's so good? I don't know. I don't know if it is good. Actually, I'm using wireless from, the signal goes outside and then into my house, so it's not really a good signal, so I hope it's not too bad, but, okay, somebody got it. A bunch of people got it. Let's see who got it first. Looks like Now Spot got it first. It is a caveman. Oh, Landon, why is your internet so good? Barbarian, Wrestler, those are all good. Arabic Man, Neanderthal. Yep, okay, so now Spot got it. So now Spot gets a point. And now Spot gets to pick the next color. Now Spot picks blue. I don't know if have we done a blue one yet? I don't think we have. Ooh, this is a good one. All right. You might be able to get this one pretty quickly here. So here we go. Who's going to be the fastest? Who can rise to the challenge to defeat Bloodsport? I'm going to make it better. Somebody got it. Who got it first? I think Now Spot got it first again. It's 2 in a row. I didn't even get to finish that. There we go. Bam. It's done. Now Spot gets another point, and Now Spot gets to pick again. So now Spot and Bloodsport are tied in the lead with 3 points each. Rectangle and Dreadhead have 2. Kevin Holman, DeWode, and D-Bollock have 1. Bloodsport says, finish it. That's pretty good, I think. It's an impressionist style rose. Actually, if anybody's interested, I do have a tutorial on my channel, on my YouTube channel, that will show you how to paint a rose. Okay, so let me just hide this. Now Spot gets to pick again. Yeah, I guess I didn't consider the latency factor in everybody's internet connection. I guess whoever's internet is faster does have the advantage here. But, you know, there's advantages and disadvantages in everything in life, so if I can think of a way to make it more fair, I will, but at this point, I don't know what to do about that. It's one of the advantages of paying more for fast internet, I guess. What is all play? Now Spot asks. All play, if we were playing the actual board game Pictionary, then everybody would get to guess, but since everybody gets to guess anyways, these are technically all plays. So all play is just kind of, I guess, random. It could be anything. So it could be difficult or action or person, place, or animal or object, or could be anything. Bloodsport asks, is the future of digital art ZBrush, Mudbox, etc.? I don't know. I mean, that's sculpting, and sculpting and three-dimensional art are always going to be separate from two-dimensional art. There's always going to be a separate appreciation and interest in those. So you're going to have people who can create three-dimensionally and people who can create two-dimensionally, and some people who can do both, but there's always going to be a divide there. Now, I think four-dimensional art, that's probably going to be the future. So, you know, that would be, and I don't even mean that as a joke. I mean that, like, maybe you can make art inside your mind or telepathically, or maybe holographic art and things like that. I don't think that's too far away. Answer after the drawing. That's a good suggestion, but still, it's like whoever can type it in the fastest, and I have a feeling that people will still feel compelled to guess while I'm drawing, especially if new people come in, so it's probably just going to have to kind of keep it how it is. Now Spot wants purple for action. Stoogie says maybe Twitch is quicker, maybe there's some streaming option to add delay before broadcasting it. Yeah, I'll play around with that. I'll try to definitely to optimize this. I think I have it set for less latency right now. The only problem with Twitch is, like, nobody will watch this on Twitch because I don't have any Twitch audience. I've got like a couple people following me, and when I've tried to do this on Twitch, you know, it's not very fun if only one person's playing. So, Stoogie says ZBrush is best, Sculptrist is hobbyist, Mudbox is okay, Blender is better than okay. I like ZBrush. That's fun. Okay, so purple. I'll try to kind of talk while I draw and answer some comments. Whoa, okay, so this is going to be an action. Okay. This is a tricky one. I don't even know if that's even what I'm trying to do here. So somebody asked, what is four-dimensional art? I mean, you know, that I guess in a way I was kind of being silly there, but that could be something that exists. So you have 3 dimensions, and then maybe if you were to add another dimension to that, then you would have 4-dimensional art. So I don't think that we can really perceive 4 dimensions, but I don't know. Maybe it could be a thing. But I definitely think, like, telepathic art or holograms will be something. So let's see, we got some guesses here. Landon Hughes guesses farting. Nope, it's not farting. It is not an apple. It is not connecting the dots. Sailor is not correct. Dotting is not correct. Stars are not correct. Follow the dotted lines is not correct. Trace is not correct. It's not a plumber. I'm trying to think of what else to do here to make this more clear. Stitching, sewing, lollipop, invisible, fill in the hole, those are all incorrect. X-ray is incorrect. Just a little hint slash reminder. It's an action. So maybe this is your clue. I'm doing an action right now. Heart, imagining, sticker, tracing, those are all incorrect. Sketching is incorrect. This is a tricky one. So I'm gonna bust out the timer here. The timer's going. I think you can get it. Love signs, tracing, drawing, light signs, all incorrect. Drawing on a tablet's incorrect. That is what I was doing. Lining is not correct. To color in the dots is not correct. Copying is not correct. Nope, not tracing. You all are so close, though. I don't know if you can see the timer. It's getting down. That's okay if we don't get one. Some of these are hard. That's why we got the timer. Now Spot gives up. Line work is not... outlining. I'll give you that. It was outline. So rectangle got it. Outlining. Saved at the last minute. I'm going to make that kind of a rule. Like, if it's like outline or outlining or outlined or something, you know, it's like a variant of the word. If you get it like most of the way, like that's actually what it is, it's just phrased a different way, I'll give it to you. So rectangle gets a point. And now rectangle and Bloodsport and now Spot are all tied in the lead with 3 points each. And rectangle gets to pick the next color. I was kind of trying to, like, I don't know, to make it look outlined. I don't know how to do that. That's a hard one. Yeah, there is some kind of delay maybe between the visuals and the audio. Sorry about that. I'll see if I can, like, I haven't done that many live streams, so I don't exactly know, like, you know, how to make it faster, but I'll figure that stuff out. So rectangle, you get to pick the next color. It might not even be any of your connections. It might be my connection, because it's definitely not slow, but it's, you know, it has problems sometimes because it is wireless and it's going through a repeater. And I have my signals blocked a little bit by my background here that I have. Now Spot wants to know what the winner gets. We decided that the winner is going to get a coupon for a free digital painting course from my store. So I've got, I think, about 9 or 10 courses available. Actually, it might be less than that now. I've got a bunch of courses available, and they're paid courses, but I'll give you a special coupon that you can use to get the course for free. But I'm also open to other ideas for prizes. Like somebody suggested a critique. I suggested like a shout out in a video or something like that. So if you have suggestions, I mean, you know, I'm not going to give away like money or, you know, prizes or anything, or like, you know, physical items at this point, because, you know, I'm not at that point, but maybe that'll happen someday. I don't know. Rectangle wants yellow again. Rectangle owns the game I bought. Could be, you know, so like if somebody has the, what is it? 20th anniversary edition of Pictionary, there's a good chance that if they're really fast and they can look through all of the cards and memorize a couple thousand words, they could definitely have an advantage. Wada says swag. I could give away swag. Maybe swag's next on the list of things to give away, because I have shirts and stuff like that. So that's definitely a possibility in the future. So Rectangle wants yellow again. So let's make that happen. Man. Person, place, or animal. This one is going to be hard. This one is going to be the... I know I said earlier I can draw anything, but without looking at a reference... Man. I'm trying to think of even how to draw this. Okay, I know what I'll do. This is gonna be pretty bad here. I'm gonna do what I know here. Jeez. And this is by no means even accurate, so my apologies. Because I don't know how to draw it. This is one thing I don't know how to draw. Okay, so let me look back up in the comments here. Sumo wrestler, America State, United States, Wisconsin, America, those are all incorrect. Map is incorrect. Africa is incorrect. Continent's incorrect. Cow, United States, land, Winston Churchill County, those are all incorrect. Colonization's incorrect. This is really my fault here because it's like I have no idea how to draw this. This is probably going to be the worst one. But some of you are getting pretty close. I'll say that. Tooth is not correct. Indiana is not correct. Let me see if I can help this a little bit more. Actually, that might not help. All right, somebody actually got this. I'm amazed. Dead Leaf Echo guessed Ohio. That's what it is. It is Ohio. I don't know what Ohio looks like. I know roughly where it is. You know, it's not like I put it like next to California or something. But, man, I'm surprised somebody got that. So good job, Dead Leaf Echo. You get 1 point, and yeah, that was like probably like the hardest one of the game, I think. I mean, I don't know. There could be harder ones. Yeah, it's a good guess. Tooth. I guess it does kind of look like a weird tooth. Ohio is the tooth of the United States. So feel free to pick a color, Dead Leaf Echo. You can kind of see what they are. Orange is kind of random. Green is difficult. Purple's action. Yellow is person, place, animal. And blue is object. Since when did Ohio move to the middle of the U.S.? I mean, like I said, I don't know where Ohio is. I should know. I mean, that's all stuff you learn in, like, you know, 2nd, 3rd grade or whatever. But you forget it after a while. I even had, when I was a kid, I had a puzzle that was the United States, and I remember all the different shapes, but it's like, you know, you remember Texas, because Texas is a big one, and Florida looks like a gun, and you remember what shape of the state you live in, but things like Ohio and like Indiana and stuff, you know, unless you live there, it's hard to remember exactly where it is and exactly what shape it is. Dead Leaf Echo guesses blue. Now Spot has to go. It's 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Good night. Sorry you have to go now, Spot, but we understand, and we hope you can join us in the future. You did a really good job, and sorry to see that you're going to be forfeiting your tied lead, but you can always kick butt next time on the next one. So thanks for watching. So now Spot I'm going to mark as gone. So that means that Bloodsport and Rectangle are tied for the lead with 3 points. Deadleaf Echo picked blue, so we're going to go with blue. I guess that's the other kind of advantage disadvantage thing about doing this with the live stream is like some people start from the beginning, some people show up in the middle, some people can't stay the whole time even if they have points and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's really no way to make this fair for everybody, but I'm gonna do the best I can. But now a spot definitely gets special recognition for getting a whole bunch right, especially 2 in a row. Yeah, Landon Hughes says now they have a shot, kind of balancing things out. Okay, so we're going with blue, which is an object. I want to draw something else here, but I'm not going. Well, let's see here. Let's see what we can do. This is a weird shaped brush. It's kind of hard to draw with. Tracks, footprints, fossil, those are all incorrect. Pothole, cookie is incorrect. Cookie crumbs, Wada got it right. It is crumb. Guessed crumbs, but that's close enough. So good job, Wada, you get a point. And you get to pick the next color. And yes, some of you were right. It was a cookie, and it was a chocolate chip cookie, but the word was crumb. So Wada, feel free to pick a color here. Speaking of Wada, I'm almost out of Wada. I need to go get more. All this talking starts to dry me out. Wada picks green, going for the difficult. All right, if you want difficult, you got it. This is about as difficult as it gets. Oh, geez. How do I draw this? This is actually worse. This is actually harder than Ohio, I think. Okay. I need to make this look better. Sexy orangutan is not correct. That's very close, though. This is a hard thing to draw. It really is. Some of you are pretty close. Let's see. Virtual reality, pointing, disco, Oculus Rift, the future, blind, interface. Yeah, I gave him too many fingers, my bad. The extra finger has nothing to do with the drawing. Hologram, press play, internet, HoloLens, remote control, those are all incorrect, but you're so close. Hmm. I'm not sure about what to do to make it more clear. It's not remote control, it's not play button. Pause, play, VCR, augmented reality, reproduction, gesture controls, buttons, firing at the sky, look mono, hands, those are all incorrect. It was interactive. Like, you can read that, it's really small. Interactive, that's the best I could do. You know, he's in virtual reality and he's gonna interact with the buttons on the screen. Does that make sense? Was that a decent attempt at drawing interactive? That was a hard one to guess. I don't think I would have been able to get it. I could have tried to do some kind of, I don't know, charades isn't the right word, but draw, different things that you add together to try to phonetically be able to say it, but I feel like those are kind of hard. So Wada got the last one correct. So Wada, do you want to pick again? Yeah, it was a hard one, but they're not all impossible. So, and we have gotten a bunch right. I mean, we've gotten 16, I think. 16 out of 17 drawings, so that's pretty good. Stoogie suggests draw a conversation as with one as a poker face with a circle saying opposite. Yeah, I don't know. What color would you like, Wada? Oh, let me pull those up for you again, so you can see what the options are. Where's everybody from, by the way? I know I mentioned earlier I'm in Seattle. Wada chooses purple, so that is going to be an action. Bloodsport's from New York. Landon Hughes is from Michigan. Brooklyn, New York, specifically for Bloodsport. Deadleaf Echoes, Minnesota. Maybe that's why you got Ohio. Tenica Jefferson's from North Carolina, so a lot of Eastern-ish kind of people. That's cool. I have... Is this really an action? Alright. I guess it is. If I think about it, it is. Actions are always more interesting to try to convey than a likeness of an object or a person. That is true. And I appreciate the challenge. Like, I don't mind if they're difficult. That's more fun for me to try to draw it rather than, like, you get Rose or something. It's like, somebody's going to get that instantly. And Wada's from Brisbane, Australia. That's awesome. It's really cool that that people from all around the world can just hang out and do something. I think that's pretty awesome. And maybe in the future, live streams will be so intricate that I'll be doing these drawings in virtual reality and stuff like that. That would be pretty cool. 1012 Burns from Hastings, Nebraska. Welcome, 1012 Burn. So here we go. I'm going to pick a purple That was what you wanted, right? Purple. Let me double check. Purple, yes. Okay. Okay. I think I can do this. This one ought to be pretty easy, I think. Oh, wait. Sorry, I just drew another card. I was supposed to draw the one that I just picked. Go back to that one. Okay, so I have a feeling that this is going to be kind of difficult for some people to get. Because it's going to be a really bad drawing. Not necessarily. Swimming and ocean are not correct. Ship, sailing, semi, not correct. This is a pretty crude drawing here. Battleship, ferry is correct. It's F-E-R-R-Y is the way it's referred to here, and like when you ferry somebody across the river, you could do that on a raft or anything that floats, so that's why it's an action. That's why I was kind of confused to begin with. But 10-12 burn got that first, I believe. Let me just double check. Yes, 10-12 burn got it correct, so you get a point. And you get to pick the next color. That was my very sad attempt at drawing a ferry with cars on it. See, here in Seattle, we have ferries that carry you or take foot passengers and cars in between the different islands, because I live in the Puget Sound, so there's a bunch of little islands, and then there's the mainland where Seattle is and everything, but you can go back and forth between the little islands on a ferry. It's kind of like taking the bus or the train. It's public transportation across the water, so you just walk onto it, and it's a big... It's not really like a boat. I mean, it floats like a boat, but it has places to sit like a bus would, and there's a place to get food and vending machines and stuff like that. It's okay if you didn't spell it right. That's fine. It's not a spelling contest. It's a picture guessing contest. So 10-12 burn, you get to pick the next color here. And let's see here. I think I might go till about 7:45, and then I'll call the stream finished, because I started at 5:45, so that'll be a 2-hour stream. Don't want to go too long, because then it's like the people who had points aren't going to want to wait around forever, and then so I'll try to figure out a winner here pretty soon. It's still pretty close, and I'll do as many drawings as I can in the meantime. 10-12 burn picks yellow. That'll be a person, place, animal. So I'm going to pick a card. This is... Something is weird about this card. I'm going to pick a different one. I don't know what's up with that one. It was different than some of the other cards, so I think it might have been a... Okay. Okay, I feel like this is going to be a tricky one, but I'm going to do my best. While I'm drawing this, I'll answer a question. Does Corel Painter allow you to make vector drawings? It does have some vector tools, but they are not very good if you compare them to something like Adobe Illustrator or any real vector program. So yeah, it has vector tools, but I personally don't really use them for much. Like occasionally I'll use them if I need to make something like a background with buildings and I don't feel like going out of Painter and into something else. Then I might do that. This is going to be a hard one. Somebody got it. Nelson Mandela. Dead Leaf Echo got it. All right. That's a tricky one. I mean, I know, I got the gist of what Nelson Mandela looks like, but it's really hard to draw likenesses of people without spending a lot of time on it. So that's awesome. There's some good guesses there. Morgan Freeman, Old Man Smiling, Grandfather, Shia LaBeouf, Bill Cosby. All right, so Dead Leaf Echo gets another point. And Dead Leaf Echo gets to pick the next color. That's pretty good Nelson Mandela, I gotta say. And while you're picking a color, pour myself some more water here. I'm just getting over a cold, so I wasn't feeling very good today, and I figured, you know what, if I'm just going to be home anyways, hanging out, I could do a live stream. I got the strength for that, and I can't get anybody sick in a live stream, so that's good. Dead Leaf Echo picks yellow. So let's do a yellow. Stoogie's from Melbourne, Australia. That's cool. There's 2 people from Australia here today. Okay, so pick a new card here. Ooh. Okay. This is going to be a tricky one. So this is yellow. That means it's a person, a place, or an animal. I'm going to do my best to make this as clear as possible, but this is going to be a... I don't know. I mean, you guys and gals have gotten Ohio and on some of those more tricky ones, so this one might not be too bad. Gotta bust out the stick figures here. Oh, somebody got it. Let's see who got it first. Stoogie says I said Melbourne and Brisbane incorrectly. It's Melbourne and Brisbane. Okay, sorry. So the correct answer is neighbor, but I'll give it to Landon for guessing neighbors, because that is basically the same. So good job, Landon. You get a point. and you get to pick the next color. I thought that would be kind of hard to do, the plural version of that, like neighbor. I don't know how you're supposed to do that. I don't know why they would make a card that says neighbor. You'd think, well, I don't know. I guess neighbors isn't any more or any less difficult than neighbor, but I don't know. You haven't won yet, Landon. Sorry. If you're close though, you got 1 point. But Rectangle and Bloodsport have 3, and Dreadhead and Deadleaf Echo have 2. So you got a little catching up to do before you win. But you can do it. I believe in you. Brisbane. I'm never gonna get it. I'm good at drawing, not pronouncing words. We all have our weaknesses. Landon Hughes picks yellow, so let's do a yellow. I don't know. I live in Seattle, which is basically a big pronunciation. Seattle is actually named after the chief of the area of Seattle, the Native American chief, who I believe was South. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that right, but it's Sealth, and Seattle is basically Westerners coming in and mispronouncing his name and then turning it into a city. So I live in a big mispronunciation. So we have another yellow. Of course I believe in you, Landon. So here we go. This is going to be a fun one. I have a feeling it's going to be a quick one. And this one I know I can draw because I've drawn it before. Who will be the fastest? Stoogie says Australian pronunciation is basically slewed or lack of slightly lazy. Landon guesses ladybug. Wow, that was good. Picked it and guessed it like that. So good job, Landon. It is a ladybug. So you get another point. Wouldn't that be funny if you just all of a sudden get like 4 points in a row and you just smoke everybody? So Landon's got 2 now. Not my best ladybug that I've ever drawn, but you know, like once I've drawn it before, if I've really taken the time to try to draw something from a picture, it's usually like burned in and I can redraw it because I've taken the time to memorize the different elements. You know, that might not have been an accurate ladybug, but it had most of the elements that a ladybug would have. So Landon, you can pick another color if you like. I'll put those up on the screen. Landon wants to do another yellow. So if anybody wants to catch up here and win, because otherwise we're going to have a tie, and we're going to have to do a tiebreaker here pretty soon. We've got 15 minutes left, so we'll try to do as many of these as we can. So here we go. I'll go quick. So we're going to do another yellow. Okay. Do this really fast here. Wada says the sound of your Brush and color picker sounds like a musical beat. Landon got it. Squid. Wow, Landon, you're not messing around. I think Landon is secretly a Pictionary hustler. You know, he lulls you into a sense of false confidence, and then out of nowhere he just smokes everybody. So I hope you guys aren't betting on this, because Landon's going to take all your money here. So now we have a tie between Bloodsport, Rectangle, and Landon, each with 3 points. So somebody's got to break this tie here. And Wada, I'm not sure. I'm totally sorry I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm probably doing that for everybody. And I'm bad at pronouncing Arabic too. So I had a student travel here to Seattle from Qatar to study with me, and his name was Abdullah, and I kept calling him Abdullah, and I felt really bad for that, because that's just... I'm not good at pronouncing names, but he corrected me, and hopefully I'm not pronouncing it incorrectly now. Yeah, I'm using a Wacom Cintiq 24, if anybody wants to see a quick little preview of what I'm doing on the screen. I guess you can't really see. Let me switch to my full screen here. So that's a little behind the scenes. For some reason, when I switch to that other screen and I talk, when it's full screen, it does this really weird echo, so that's why I wasn't saying anything then. Okay, so we're going to go quick here. Landon got the last one, so what color do you want, Landon? Sorry if you already picked one. I don't think you did, though. 1012 Burn asks what time it is for everybody. It's 9:30 p.m. for them. It is 7:32 p.m. for me here in Seattle. Steven wants to know what's my favorite fruit. I like green bananas, not like really green, but that phase where they're more green than yellow, because as soon as they turn yellow, I don't like them. I also really like ruby red grapefruit. Yeah, I'll leave it at those. Those are probably my two favorite. Landon wants to do another yellow. Stookie says Landon's pee is yellow. That is, maybe Landon needs to drink more water. That sounds like dehydration. Okay, this will be a fun one. So this is a person, place, or animal. You better be ready for Landon, because Landon's he's gonna be on this. I was going to do this one way, but actually I think I'm going to do it another way. You know what? You know what might be fun? Let's have a little fun here. Take forever here to do this. I'm using a special brush that I made here for Corel Painter. So let's see here. We got some close guesses. Wada says forest, Christmas tree, pine tree, bush, Christmas, Bob Ross, forest, woods, pine tree. Those are all incorrect, but quite close. Oops, that was a big line there. Steven wants to know what's the best thing I've drawn. The best thing I've drawn is a very subjective statement. I think that would depend more on what you think is the best thing that I've drawn. In my opinion, what's the best thing I think that I've drawn? I don't know. Best is a weird word. Maybe favorite thing that I've drawn. Or do you mean like the most detailed or the most difficult? Let's narrow down this question and I'll answer it. Dreadhead guesses rainforest, and that is correct. Ding, 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 ding. So that means Dreadhead has 3 points. So now we have a big old tie between Dreadhead, Bloodsport, Rectangle, and Landon. So I think because we're running out of time for this stream, and because the people who are further behind are probably not going to catch up to the people who are in the lead, I'm going to go ahead and just do a tiebreaker now. So the only people who can guess are the people who have 3 points. So that is Dreadhead, Bloodsport, Rectangle, and Landon Hughes. So now a spot left. Sorry to everyone else who doesn't have enough points to do the tiebreaker, but you can always join me again for this, because this is not going to be the last Pictionary-style live stream. And as far as like when I do these, they are kind of spontaneous a lot of the time, but I do try to give some warning on Twitter. So if you want to follow me on Twitter at Aaron Rutten, I'll tweet like I'm going to do a live stream in an hour or at this time or whatever. But I usually don't really like plan them out. I'm going to try to do that more, because this is something that I'm trying to adopt as like a routine for my channel. So for the tiebreaker challenge, I am going to pick the card and the word. I'm trying to pick a good one though. Like, I don't want to do something super easy. I'm going to do something hard. That way everyone has a chance to actually really guess. Okay. Trying to find a good one. Okay, I like this one. So here we go. This is for the people who are... Do you get the category? You probably won't need it, but it's a person... what is it? Person, place, or animal. Actually, I'll do it like this. I'll try to answer that question to, as far as my most talented, difficult, detailed drawing that I've ever done. That's a really hard one to answer, because I've done a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's going to take me a while to draw this, so I'm going to take some time to think about that question. Most difficult, detailed drawing. I mean, I've done some stuff that's taken a long time, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it was difficult. I had a really cool painting. It's one of the few paintings that I've ever lost, and it's because my hard drive crashed and I almost lost like years and years of artwork. But fortunately I scanned the heck out of it and I got a lot of it back. That was a real bummer though. So that one I spent, I think, like, I don't know, something like 30 plus hours on it. It wasn't finished. It was a painting of kind of like a surreal, like, because I was doing a lot of surrealism at the time, so it was a surreal black and white kind of vintage looking image of Grace Slick, who is the singer for Jefferson Airplane. And there was a story about how in the 60s she got invited to the White House to have dinner with Richard Nixon and a bunch of other people, and she had made this plan to give Richard Nixon LSD without him knowing it. But somehow, I guess they figured out about it and they disinvited her from the thing, so it never happened. But my drawing was going to be kind of like a depiction of Richard Nixon on acid hanging out with Grace Slick. But then there's like a whole bunch of weird stuff going on in the background. Like there's like a big Washington monument with an eye projecting a laser, and then Richard Nixon has like on one shoulder some Chinese people whispering in his ears because he was kind of like doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff with China. On his other shoulder there's some cops in riot gear beating up somebody who's protesting, and there's just like a bunch of weird different things going on, and it had a lot of different characters and a huge big story, and it was like really cool looking and really coming together, and then crash, it's gone, and all I have to show for it is a little bitty tiny screen capture of Richard Nixon's face that I painted. But the idea is still there. I could definitely remake it. I'm going to just look and see if anybody guessed this. Everyone's welcome to guess if you want to, but as far as who can actually get a point for this, it's going to be the people who are doing the tiebreaker. It's not Optimus Prime, it's not a zombie, it's not a monster, it's not a shadow, nor is it Kung Fu or Bigfoot. Wada likes the layout of my website. Thank you, Wada. It's not the Mummy, it's not a vampire, it's not Shadow People, it's not a werewolf, it's not Michael Jackson, it's not Jump Scare, it's not Thriller. It's a tricky one, but I think it's a good one. I like this one. It's like I have a vision of what I want to do, but I don't. It's hard to express though in a way that's clear. It's hard to disambiguate between things that look very similar. I know what I can do to do that though. If you don't get it, Wolfman, Bigfoot, those are not correct. Here we go. I'm going to try to add some things that'll kind of help make it clear what it is. Gorilla is not correct. King Kong is not correct. Let me see if I can help make this more clear. King Kong, Gorilla, Monkey, those are not correct. You're all very close, though. Let me just look through and make sure nobody got this yet. Nope. It's not a zombie monkey. It's not Curious George. I'm trying to make this more clear. Not sure what else to do this one. I thought this would be an easy one, but maybe it's not. Steven guesses Abraham Lincoln. That's pretty good. Maybe the hat is confusing. Let's see if we can make this more clear as to what this is supposed to be. Dancing monkey is not correct. What am I? Guess. Urkel? Nope, it's not Urkel, sorry. Y'all are so close. I might have to institute the timer. Goku and Super Saiyan 5. Nope, it's not a jumping monkey. Okay, I'm gonna bust out the timer and maybe we'll have to do another sudden death. It's not monkey business. It's not monkey suit. You're all very close though. It's not Caesar. Caesar was the monkey from, or not the monkey. Caesar was the ape from one of the more recent Planet of the Apes. Those were pretty good, I thought. Stephen Aguilar says a monkey man. That is not correct. And monkey see, monkey do, not correct. And time's up. So Stephen was really close with monkey man. It's actually ape man. Oh, the ape man. So you were all really close. I might have considered giving it to Stephen, except Stephen is not one of the final contestants, so sorry, Stephen. Let's try another. This will be for Dreadhead Bloodsport, Rectangle, and Landon Hughes to guess. I'm going to pick the card. I'll tell you what the category is. Okay, the category is going to be an object. So here we go. Let's see. Dart gun, guessed by Rectangle, arrow, blowpipe, blowgun. Blowgun is the correct variant. So Rectangle is the winner. Ding, 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 ding. Good job, Rectangle. So Rectangle wins with 4 points. So Rectangle, if you would like to redeem your prize, I'll go ahead and give you some options. First of all, you'll want to email me at aaronrutten@gmail.com, or you could send me a private message on Facebook or Twitter, whatever you prefer, just so I can get in contact with you. And your options are: you can get a free course from my website, aaronrutten.com, any of the courses that I have available on my website. Or if you want me to like critique your art in a video, if you're an artist, you could send me your artwork. Or if you want like a shout out in a video, I can do a shout out for you in one of my next videos. That is what I'm offering today. So please do contact me for your prize. And thanks everybody for playing. I thought this was really fun. Again, if you want updates when I'm going to be doing these live streams, join me on Twitter and YouTube Gaming, and even just regular YouTube, I believe, will give you updates. And as I do more of these live streams, I'm going to try to give more notice, but I kind of like doing them spontaneously because then it makes it more fair, you know? Like if I pick a certain time every week, that's going to leave out a lot of people no matter what. And if I just do them randomly, someone will always get a chance to watch one. So that will be the plan. Landon wants to know if they can get a virtual high five. Yes, you can. Here, I'll give everybody a chance to do a virtual high five here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Ugh. Yeah, good job, everybody. That was some good guessing, and we got, shoot, I don't know, like 20 drawings done. I think we got like nearly all of them. I think only one wasn't able to be guessed. So anyways, that is the end of this live stream. I hope you all will join me again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.